Well, good morning from Hong Kong. Yesterday was not as productive as I had hoped for. Um, this controller, dump load controller, which I have, that's number 2, and then this is number 3. MPPT is number 1. I've kind of labeled some stuff. They don't want to talk to anybody. Now, MorningStar PWM controllers. It's all across the web that these you can, from your remote meter hub, you should be able to program them. Except PWM. You cannot program a PWM with the remote meter. You cannot change its ID. So that's now my first problem. So now I got to try to make it communicate. Now I did have this online for a short bit, and because I'm using the 485, so the MPPT is now my bridge for that. So I thought I'd be able to go get that MS View software, and it says I should be able to do that, or to do them one at a time, to give them the different IP address, or no, ID. So let's address that problem right now. To do that, I have gone, and I have gotten my friend's Toshiba Windows-based, or Microsoft operating system notebook. Again, it does not have any serial port on the side, which I wished it did, but it doesn't, because it's a newer computer. So, I've tried several methods to get into just one single unit. I have a serial or 485 to Ethernet converter. No, they didn't want to communicate. MorningStar doesn't want to talk with that. So then I said, okay, well, let's go, and I've got a 4-port 485 to a serial in that. USB, sorry, it's USB. So you got 4 serial in and USB out. So the USB is connected. Okay, so far, right now, I've been going crazy all day yesterday. I mean, I've got wires everywhere here. I've got my Mac down in the galley. I've got my Wi-Fi modem. I've got 4 ports on this router. I've got my time machine, the Apple Airport Express, whatever. It's got 4 ports. I've tried this. I've tried that. I've been trying so many different devices, and I've gone with Morningstar number 2 straight to the converter, to the serial to 485. But it has a serial output as well, so I can go serial because it's powered. Got that up. Doesn't want to communicate. According to Morningstar, oh God, yes, that's Modbus type converters. They all use Modbus. Not a problem. Nothing. It's Morningstar does not want to talk to it. So then I finally got in using a web browser. So going with the information that I found that Morningstar puts out in their communications network, book, and all that. If I want to have those connected, I'm supposed to. I should give it not a static address. Never said that, but I did give it a static address. And then click the small little box that says bridge the 485. And so I did. Since then, I can't even get into it. Now here I'm on MS View. So let's I've done a search, and all it has found is right now the Morningstar MPPT is connected through Ethernet, and it's on the network. So I go to this and I hit connect, And then I come up with not responding. I've installed, uninstalled, installed, reinstalled. Microsoft does not make things easy with all these drivers and okay, so now it's unable to open connection to TriStar MPPT. Unable to open Modbus TCP IP connection to, and there's my IP address, 192.168.1.253, and I'm using 502, which is the standard port, but it should be configured. So, there we go, it's red. Nothing. I can't change anything. Will not connect to it. I can't go and get it so it's DHCP again. I have no idea what my next move is. The only thing I can do is probably go buy a few different other converters and see what the MorningStar wants, how they want to talk to. There's no physical way to, after I've changed that IP address, there's no physical way for me to go and change that IP address. There's no reset the hardware. I mean, I have always loved MorningStar, and I've always used the MPPT controllers, and never really had a problem with it until I said, well, okay, they've got this. This would be the perfect system. Well, a whole day has gone by. In fact, the thing is, I didn't sleep at all last night. I've been on this computer for probably about 18 hours. Actually, no, not 18. Yeah, maybe about 18 hours, but I haven't slept yet. I'm still trying to figure this out. I've tried every combination of serial to 485, serial to everything, but this only has serial output for me to connect to it to change its actual address. Because you can have up from 1 to 15. So if the MPPT is number 1, and that's the default. The PWMs come as a default as the address is number 1. So I've got 3 number 1s. I cannot physically get in to change it. They have fantastic documentation, but again, here we are in the real world. It doesn't work. To connect it, you've got obviously standard Modbus protocol is not working with TriStar. They may say that it does, but obviously it doesn't, because all these controllers down here, my converter down here is certified by the United States of America. Even though it's made in China, it is certified. There's the website. It's on there. The government states it for your FCC and all that other stuff. This is Modbus certified. This unit over here, which is serial to USB output. Now, I know it works because, remember, see, I've got the Watts view. And now I've even tried, I've hooked up the Watts view, and so if we come over to our Watts view, and where's Watts view? I don't have there's Watts view. So if we go on to our Watts view here, and Watts view is connected, and so now it's searching through, and it should be finding it. And poof, there we go. Right now, I've got some input. So right now, total amps coming in, I've got 4 amps coming in. I've got 110 watts coming in. Amp hours, that's going to add up because I just started it. So as it keeps logging here, and here's my watt hours increase as the longer I have this on. And that my amp hours is continuing. So this serial connection that is gone, that goes into here, and it connects right there, that is serial. Now what I've done is I've removed the Watts view from the equation, taken the same serial connector, plugged it into the serial, in the back of the MPPT unit, and I've connected it, and I've left it connected there to the same port, and which is on COM 3, or port, yeah, it's on COM 3. So I've gone in and I've tried to physically find just the MPPT controller off of their serial port. Doesn't find it, does not communicate with it. It's just serial, it just sends data back and forth. This is now, I'm not getting power from the USB. I'm getting from a wall wart. I'm getting external power to feed this. This is, again, only passing data right now. Power number one here, power number one is through the USB. Power number two is an external power source, a DC power source, taking AC and I'm converting it. Because I'm running out of converters right now for all of this. So I've got AC coming in, and this is, WattsView is working perfectly fine. Comes in, finds it, not a problem. The driver is in on this. I can plug it into this and I get an RX data flashing, but MSView, MorningStar's window-based, PC-based software does not want to communicate with it. I can connect, I plug this into my Mac computer, poof, it finds it, not a problem. WattsView is running like a charm. Plug this in, I get this on a Mac, plug that right, finds it, poof, problem. It's taken me a full day just to get this on this Windows. I can understand why labor charges are so much. Windows does not belong in an office. It's not productivity. and then down here. So I am unable to get into these two units to change them. And in my flopping around to get this to work, I have now flubbed that up. And now I can't get into that. So now I'm going to go, and I'm going to go into Montauk, and I'm going to go buy a few more made-in-China pieces of crap, but I bet it's going to work. Certifications I don't know, it just not seem to be working. So we're going to see. I want to make it simple, but because I can't get into it. And MSView is only a PC-based software, which in this day and age, with the popularity of Apple, it's all of its devices and the simplicity of its operating system, you would think that MorningStar would do something, but I am right now thoroughly disappointed in MorningStar's communication. They put so much into this device to do so much, and they rave about it, but communication-wise, they're way below the line. Hardware-wise, I mean, the matching PowerPoint tracking, I mean, the sun is just coming up. The sun is just coming up, and what I got 147 watts coming on some very dirty panels. On some dirty panels, because again, I was sanding up there the other day. But the sun is still behind that mountain, and so just ambient light around us. I've almost got 150 watts coming in, between the four panels. So I'm kind of impressed with that. They're good panels. But because again, now if we look at that, it's 140 watts coming in. Now this is reading after the combiner box and before it goes into the MPPT controller. So it says I've got 113.2. And it says it says 150 watts, 5 amps. So it's quite a difference. So it says watts coming in. Yeah, I mean, because that's going forward. So again, here's one of my checks and balances we can do. And plus now I've got the Victron the Victron, which I know works because that just hooks up to your battery. And that you turn everything off on the battery network and you just see what's coming into it on the charge. So I've got 3 things to go on. Well, actually, right now, well, yeah, I have that. But only the MorningStar is on. If I turn power on down at the main disconnect, I get communication errors. Because these all have the address of 1. And now I can't get into that. So I don't know if anybody knows a better way of doing this and what hardware works with MorningStar. I am open for suggestions. Creative criticism, suggestions, words of wisdom, jokes. Hum a few bars of Killing Me Softly. Alright, but it's going to be another day. It's almost 9 o'clock now. Jeez. And I'm not even tired yet because I'm so frustrated. So anyway, that is what's happening here. I don't know. Shops are going to open probably in an hour, so I'm just going to go and pop on a bus, get onto the Kowloon side, go over to Muncock, and go to the communications buildings and get some more serial to USB, serial to Ethernet. I'm done with serial to Ethernet. No more Ethernet. Just do serial to USB, I think. And maybe go find some old pawn shop or something and see if there's an old computer with Windows XP on it that just got a serial port. I don't know. I don't know, guys, but WattsView's working. This serial is working, USB to serial. But the motto for the day is MorningStar's got to get their head out of their arse and do some more improvements on their communications with other stuff, because it doesn't work. And online I've Googled some stuff, and there are a lot of frustrated people out there. And basically, if you look at it, most people will just hook up one MPPT, connect it to their network, connect another to another array, all MPPT, which is what I have done as well. But you can only read them one at a time, and they've got things in their manuals that I read. Look at our examples on our website. Well, what their website is, every year you go on, it's being more simplified and more data is being removed. And all it is just a place to download MSView and a whole bunch of PDF files. And telling you why you should buy their newer products that do 600 volts. So, but I don't do that. I'm off-grid. So, shame on MorningStar. Alright, guys, that's what's going on. Here's my mess. I don't know what to do. Shame it's too early to start drinking. Alright. Be good, be safe, be well. Bye-bye.